Hello viewers, welcome to Nursing Tutorials with Jamila. Today we are going to be looking at the embryonic stage of the human development. After the blastocyst implant itself in the uterus arrives around the end of the first week after fertilization, its internal cell mass, that is the embryoblast that we have talked in our previous video, is now known as the embryo. Now, the embryonic stage lasts through the 8th week of fertilization, after which the embryo is called a fetus. The embryonic stage is short, lasting only about 7 weeks in total. Okay, but the development that occurs during this stage brings about the enormous changes in the embryo. So during the embryonic stage, the embryo becomes not only bigger, but it also much more complex. Okay, the embryo's fingers, the toes, the head, the eyes, and then other structures, they become visible, and you can tell, okay, which organ is this, which organ is that. All right, so we are going to look at this embryonic development step by step. Now, starting in the 2nd week after fertilization, we say the embryo starts to develop distinct cell layers. They form the nervous system, and they make blood cells. That is, the blood cells are formed in the liver, and then they also form many organs. By the end of the embryonic stage, most of the organs, both the external and the internal organs, have started to form. Although they will continue to develop and grow in the next stage, that is the fetal stage. So as the embryo undergoes all of these changes, its cells continually undergoes mitosis, that is cell division, so that the embryo can grow in size and as well as in complexity. All right, so let's look at how the blastula and the gastrula are formed. Okay, now the blastula is composed of one layer with a blastocyst inside. Okay, and some of the outer layer fold into the blastocyst to create a blastopore. Then this invagination also gives rise to 3 germ layers. That is the ectoderm, which is the outer layer, the endoderm, the inner layer, and then the mesoderm, which is the middle layer. Okay, now in gastrulation, later in the 2nd week after fertilization, the gastrulation occurs when a blastula made up of one layer folds inward, and then it enlarges to create a gastrula. Okay, now the gastrula has 3 germ layers, that is the ectoderm, the mesoderm, and the endoderm. And then we are going to look at how body structures or body organs originate from these distinct layers. Okay, now each of these 3 germ layers of the embryo, they eventually give rise to different cells, different tissues, and then different organs that make up the entire human body. Okay, so looking at the ectoderm, which is the outer layer, okay, the epidermis of the skin, the glands of the skin, and then some cranial bones, the pituitary and the adrenal medulla, the nervous system, the mouth between the cheek and then the gums, and also the anus, they develop, okay, from the ectoderm. Then the mesoderm, which is the middle layer, we have the connective tissues, okay, the bone, the cartilage, the blood vessels, the muscles, we have the synovial membranes, the kidneys, and then the lining of the gonads, okay, they develop from the mesoderm. Then the endoderm, that is the inner layer, okay, we have the lining of the airways, and then the lining of the digestive system, they also originate from the endoderm. All right, the endocrine and the adrenal cortex and the adrenal cortex glands, they also originate from the endoderm. So these are some of the structures that originates from these three distinct layers. So in number of weeks they continue to mature, but they start forming in the second week after fertilization, and they continue to develop through the next stage of fetal development, that is the fetal stage. Thank you very much. Please send your comments so we can know which topic you would like to know more about. If you like this content, do not forget to click that like button and subscribe.